Did you know it takes 3.5 kilograms of Riesling grapes for a 375 milliliter bottle of ice wine? For the same amount of grapes, you can produce 6 or 7 times as much table wine. In 2020, ice wine accounted for 13% of Canada's export volume, but a whopping 52% of its value. Surprising, eh? But there's more to this liquid gold than its premium price. What makes ice wine special? Why is Canada the world's largest ice wine producer? Let's find out. What is ice wine? Ice wine is a dessert wine made from the juice of grapes that have been frozen on the vine and pressed while it's still frozen. It's known for its rarity, rich flavor, and intense aroma. Where did ice wine come from? The first ice wine was produced in Germany in 1794 by accident, when farmers picked and pressed grapes still frozen on the vine from an earlier than expected frost. Why is Canada famous for its ice wine? In 1991, Enniskillen's 1989 Vidal Ice Wine won the Grand Prix d'Honneur at Vin Expo in Bordeaux. That put Canadian ice wine on an international winemaking map. Since then, Canada has become the world's leading ice wine producer thanks to its hot summers and reliably long cold winters. 90% of the country's ice wine productions come from Ontario. The heat trapped in Lake Ontario in the summer is released over the cooler months. Warm air moderates the temperature in the fields during the winter. This creates perfect growing conditions for the grapes. In Canada, ice wine is a registered trademark and can only be used by producers approved by the VQA, the Vintners Quality Alliance. Grapes for a qualified ice wine must be grown within a viticultural area. In Ontario, these are the Niagara Peninsula, Lake Erie North Shore, and Prince Edward County. How is ice wine made? To prepare for the ice wine season, farmers must start covering the vines with nets in the autumn to prevent birds from eating the grapes. Growers also watch out for rain, hail, ice storms, or other midwinter thaws. Because of the higher risk from pests and unfavorable weather, it takes more effort to make ice wine. Thus, it demands a higher price point than regular wines. There are 3 main steps in the ice wine production process. Harvesting. Temperature determines the sugar concentration in the grape juice. Farmers wait for a sustained temperature of -8 degrees Celsius or below to start picking and pressing the grapes. In Ontario, this could begin any time from the end of December to February. Traditionally, grapes are picked by hand, but machine harvesting has become more popular, especially for larger vineyards. Pressing. Once the grapes are picked, they go through a hydraulic press under much higher pressure than grapes harvested for other wines. Typically, it takes around 6 hours for harvesting and pressing. The short duration of time allows the grapes to remain frozen throughout the entire process. As a result, the water content is retained as ice on the grape skin, and makers can extract a highly concentrated juice. 3.5 kilograms of Riesling grapes can produce a 375 milliliter bottle of ice wine, but 6 or 7 times as much table wine. The lower yield from grapes is another reason why ice wine is expensive. Vinification. Then, makers add yeast to the juice and fermentation begins. The finished wine will have a relatively low alcohol and high sugar level. That gives the wine the signature sweet flavor. How does ice wine taste? Ice wines work great with desserts because of its rich aromas and flavors of tropical fruit. The rule is, you do not want the dessert to be sweeter than the wine. The most common varieties of grapes are Vidal and Riesling. Their thick skins are resilient, so they can be harvested late in the season. Most red ice wine is from Cabernet Franc. Riesling ice wine has a crisp, bold acidity with an elegant, medium-bodied texture and candied citrus, apricot, and peach flavors. Vidal ice wine has a plush acidity with a rich texture and tropical flavors of stone fruits such as mango and lychee. Cabernet Franc ice wine has an aroma of ripe red fruits such as strawberry and rhubarb, and often has deep, complex pepper notes. Now that you know how ice wine tastes, how can you pair them with food like a pro? Try white chocolate with Riesling or Vidal ice wine, and dark chocolates with Cabernet Franc or other red ice wine. You can also pair iced wine with strong flavored blue cheeses such as Roquefort and Gorgonzola, or hard-aged cheddar cheese. For savory dishes, sip ice wine with a Thai, Indian, or Mexican meal and let it cool off your palate. For cocktails, head over to the Wine Countries Ontario's website for more fun pairings and concoctions. Even though Germans invented ice wine, Canadians have perfected it. This Canadian quintessence is a symbol of the country's strategic geography and generations of winemakers who have worked tirelessly to improve their craft. It's time for you to try some ice wines now.